Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, 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 hello.
Alright, so it's a little bit, I can hear me, it's cool, but it's better to hear you anyway, so. Alright, I just gotta make sure to project, but the mic's cool enough, so I can hear myself echo. Harmon Warhol bringing another episode of the Harmon Warhol Show. Actually, the 91st, one of many to get to 100, and I have none other than the best guest to kick it off on these this journey of 10 coming up. Is not only my coach, not only is my idol, not only is my role model, and not only is he my father. Big Darkness.
Dang, hey man.
Michael Keith Harris.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here. All that, man, that's a big intro right there, man. I meet all those qualifications. You sure?
I think it sounds nice.
I want to make sure, I meet all those qualifications. Like your dad, look.
Yeah, my dad, my bad. That was on the list. Well, we don't know. He raised me, but we don't know. We haven't took the ancestry.com test.
Too late now. It's too late now. But I appreciate this, man. I feel good, man. I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed, man. I'm feeling really good. Everything's going pretty good right now.
Okay.
Can't complain.
Well, you're actually gonna get ready to go on a trip to Texas.
I got a big Texas trip. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. I'm gonna go visit your sister first for a day.
Yeah.
Megan in Anaheim.
Shout out Megan the same.
Yeah. Taking Miss America, my dog, with me. We're driving.
Pageant winner.
So it's an adventure. I'm going to see my girl Gretchen.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes.
Me walk, me no run. So you're looking forward to your trip?
Of course, yes.
How long are you gonna be out there?
Almost a month.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there for a minute.
All right.
We got something planned though. We got something big planned while we out there. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. At Big Darkness 59 on IG.
What the fuck does that mean? I don't even know.
That's right. That's right.
So let's talk about this gym that we're actually shooting in, man. Some people would call it a room. Some people would just call it. I don't know what. I mean, what do you call it, man? When you're on work?
I call it. It's my sanctuary, man. It's where I go to release stress, man. To when I'm feeling, man, not right.
You under stress?
Yeah.
How could you be? What stresses Big Darkness out?
Man.
You live such a comfortable, beautiful, blessed life. What could you stress about?
Everybody has stressors, man. Everybody. When COVID hit, man, gyms were all closed. Mm-hmm. So I decided, we used to have a home gym before. We got rid of it when we moved.
We did it 3 times. 3 times. We bought a bunch of Smith machines.
Yeah.
This is probably the 3rd or 4th Smith machine.
So, man, I decided, man, I'm not going back to the gym until I feel safe.
Yeah.
Or, or if I do go back, be, in increments, wearing masks and stuff. But I got enough stuff here, man. So, this is the room. It's called House of Darkness. Got the sign right there. What we did when we decorated, man, on the wall looking away, we have all my religious sayings that motivate me. I got my Marvin and Martian stuff that has motivated me. That's why I got all my Marvin tattoos. On this wall, it's my football wall. That's all motivation because of how all the work that I put in to get there. And on this wall, on my wall to my left is my bodybuilding wall. Achievements. You could tell that I did bodybuilding at one time. And then on the wall right by where you're at is different motivations, man. One of the pictures is me with my broken jaw. I think I told a story not too long ago on IG how it motivated me because I had to come back from that. The top picture is my baseball picture. I was most outstanding. We had an awesome team. We were #1 in CIF, and we had some awesome players, man. And for me to get that, from where I came from, to be there was good.
Yeah.
Also, the football picture, man, my mom took that picture with me in high school.
That one, yeah.
So
you were the Dons, right?
The Dons, yeah. So that's why I put that one up there, because, man, that was like one of the last pictures my mom took before she passed away the following year. And then the last one, with that one is 2014, 14 and under national champions. That's you. That's my motivation, man, because all the things that you guys had to overcome in order to win a national championship, and people can't say that, man. They can't take that away from you. You won a national championship. It was over 800 teams in Arizona.
I doubt anyone on that team when we were 14 years old would say that we could have done it without you. I mean, I don't think we could have done it without any one of these people, without any one of those coaches or any one of these people on the team. But I'm just saying, you were part of that as well, and we couldn't have done it without you. Just like, you know what I mean? Like, you couldn't have done it without us.
I'm humbled and appreciative of that. I mean, it was definitely a group effort, man. Coach Haberman and me, man, we butted heads at first, but we became the best of friends because we have so many similarities.
Yeah, because he's white.
And the thing. And the thing is, man, he's my brother, man. And the thing,
I love the Habermans. You know what I'm saying? I love Mr. Haberman. That's like another father figure.
And the thing with him is that once it's with us. It's about building trust. Once we have that trust, we'll go to the end. We'll do whatever. And once we got that trust between both of us, man, and we knew that the vision was the same, man. That's when we took off.
You know what it was? It was commitment. You guys showed us what commitment was. You know what I mean? Whether it was just commitment to your just kid, but if you're doing the right things and commitment to your kid, you're doing commitment things for the team. You got to put the team. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's the best interest of your kid. It's not your kid's best interest. It's the team's best interest. And that's because the reason why is because that's how you succeed, and don't you want your kid to succeed? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you have to look out for the team first before you look out for your individual aspects and things that you want to accomplish.
Exactly.
And you guys definitely set the tone for that in your different ways. As you did vocally, and Haberman did with his actions. You know what I mean? He put a lot of the groundwork in, you know what I mean? And you got a lot of people on the same page mentally, That's what I would see definitely from that, and Denny is keeping a certain,
Right. Denny, he would keep it lively, but he would still coach people up, man. That's what I love about Denny, man. He'd coach you up. Yeah. He'd be like your best hype man, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I loved about him. And everybody, man, all the coaches, all the parents, man, once we got it together, all the players, man, put it together, man. And that's like a once in a lifetime thing, man.
I gotta start writing that shit.
Yeah, that just don't happen. Yeah,
so actually, just because you brought that up, I mean, this is a great place, and I think you described it enough. We'll get back into it. But I'm just going to go ahead and say it now because I feel comfortable saying it. Because, like I said, I only have, I'm almost like to 100 podcasts, and I'm thinking about actually taking because I tell people, and it sounds like I'm giving up or I'm quitting and everything, but unless I do this format, you know what I mean, it'll take a lot less time. Mm-hmm. But honestly, probably, if I invest in myself and put a little money towards it, the way I want it shot, you'd probably make it easier with the extra cameras and things like that. But even if I had the cameras and everything right now, after 100, I think I would want to take another break like I have. But this break would be the first break that is on my terms. You know what I'm saying? Of being consistent. And after 100, and the reason why is because there's things like, I've been wanting to write that book.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. We've been on you for that, yeah.
Yeah, and like many people, and I've done, I've started many times and stopped, but it's, so you have to dedicate yourself. Same thing with certain aspects of getting physically fit to my base ability, boxing, all these things, I want to kind of take time and put as much time into some of those things like I do podcasting for a little while, and then get back into it with a whole new,
whole new view.
Not only have a set up, a whole new perspective, but I might have a whole new show. This might, it might be the end of Harmon Warhol show, and then we make a new show, what I'm saying? But That's what those are the type of things, like those stories like that I keep telling people, even though I want, like, again, I'm not quitting, but I do want to take a break. I keep getting a lot of messages lately of people who have been following, and they say, like, don't stop your story, you know what I'm saying? Even though I'm trying to tell the story of others on podcasts, and
I mean, you know, not to interrupt you, but you do a great job. Caesar and Kenzo, my workout buddies, DJ Kenzo, by the way, and Immortal Breed Fitness. We were talking about it today, and they were just the compliments they were giving you, because they're like, man, he does such a good job. He gets the most out of people, because you see a lot of raw emotions. You see a lot of different things.
Yeah.
You learn other aspects about people that you really don't see when you see them either on Instagram or in person or whatever. You get up close and personal, and they're relaxed. And we were all tripping, like, yeah, I said, like, when Kenzo said he gets on there, he said, you got him something, you had,
this is Dragon
Ball Z. He's like, how do you know that? I was like, man, he does his research, man. He does just...
Well, a lot of times, people, like, especially, I think lately, on these podcasts, I don't flaunt it as much of the research that I do in the aspect, but no matter what, I mean, I don't have to do research with you, really. I mean, I'm thinking in my car, maybe while I'm coming back home, or while I'm welding and shit.
Right.
I'm like, oh, these are some questions or things I want to talk about or do, you know what I mean? Because after we talk about whatever now with us and everything, I want to talk about some sports and stuff, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, with that, with people in general, like, I always look their shit up. Or there's little things I want to remember to bring up. Like with B. Love Jones, I had some other questions prepared, but when she came with this low energy and she's really in her emotions, I'm like, fuck it, because I'm like, those are the podcasts where I want to see what's up with people. I like to talk to people and see, like, you know me, I'm like, I'm never talking about regular ass questions. I'm like deeper, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was just like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity to go deeper, you know what I mean? So so instead of these fucking music questions, like, what's up with life?
Yeah,
you know
and then you know what, and people learn from that. People learn from that shit. And the thing is, man, hitting 100 shows, man, that's a landmark, man. Most people, man, they won't go that far.
Yeah, the only thing whenever I get to 10, because I definitely want to get to there within like 3 months. 3 months would be my cap. The only thing I failed at really was I didn't get it to by February, and that was because that one break I had.
Yeah.
And when I think about it, if I didn't have that break, I probably would have you know what I mean? When those 3 months went by, no podcasts out. You know what I'm saying?
So I just think a hiatus for Harmon Warhol, you know, when you come out of that, it's going to be bigger and better things. However the format is, whatever comes out of it, I think it's going to be bigger. It's growth. I think it's growth. So
yeah, I think so.
You know, and the thing is, hats off to you, man. I'm proud of you, man, because when you first started doing it, I'm like, all right, you know, I'm like a dad. I'm like, okay. When I start really getting into it and seeing what you were doing, I'm like, man, this dude's doing something positive for the community. Man, he's bringing out, you know, showcasing people, putting people out there, and people are getting to know some of the artists and some of the people that's around that they see all the time in a different fashion. And I like that, man. So kudos to you, son. Love that.
Thanks, man. And so going back to you though, you definitely, so you actually caught COVID.
Exactly. Yes, I did.
I don't know if honestly, our last podcast, I don't even remember if we brought it up.
I don't remember either, man. You know,
the first one you remember, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one, but the second one I don't even remember.
Nah, me neither.
Yeah, I don't remember. That was during that break, but you caught COVID. You know, it was tough. We went through it. We got through it. Whether it's physically, mentally, financially.
Yeah. I mean, it hit every you know, it checked every box for us.
Yeah, but well, that was one hell of a thing to get through, and especially, I mean, it's been about a whole month. I mean, not a whole month, a whole year since then. You know, around
so it'll be coming up on a year, man. And in July is when. Well, end of June is when I caught COVID.
Well, that's when you caught it. I'm talking about like when the world shut.
Oh yeah, well, it's been the year's already up.
Okay, yeah.
It was March 11th or 12th, something like that.
Yeah, so just all the way from then to now, how life's changed, but also for the better too. I mean, like how you were saying with the gyms and stuff. I'm not hating on gyms, and I definitely feel like there's a need for them and everything, because there's a gym culture. But at the same time, for me, like how you said, I'm like, I don't care even, honestly, I don't care if I can, the only reason I care catching COVID is if I gave it to you. But as far as my health and well-being, I can care less because I think, one, I'm going to get through it. And you know what I'm saying? That's just my perspective. But even then, I'm just like, all the regulations and like, you know what I'm saying? It's just such a hassle. I just think it's crazy for like, that need and want for people and for you to, create this gym and actually able to help people and actually, I think even find your own niche, something you already been doing, but to get you back on that and, helping people, get to their goals.
And that's something that I've always been, in tune with. I just love helping people, man, helping people reach their goals, whatever it is. It's not just fitness, but I'm getting back into the fitness thing, man, and slowly but surely, man, it's coming. I'm not trying to do it real big like I did it before. Mm-hmm. I was that California look, man, and I had employees and all this other stuff going, and it was big, man. I had buku clients, man. I was doing stuff that people weren't even doing. When you see all this merchandise now, I had merchandise back then. People weren't even doing it.
Tell people around what time was it, 1987?
It was, I would say late 80s, from probably 86 on to the early 90s. Mm-hmm. It was called that California look. I was in Southern California, so that's why I went with that. And man, it just blew up. And at that time, Max Muscle had just started. Mm-hmm. And I had met the guy through Max Muscle, and he sponsored me, man, and I was getting all the supplements, and that's how I would get my, that's when Max Muscle started their own supplement brand at the time. Yeah. So he was, I was his guinea pig. Yeah. And then I had a couple other people sponsoring me because I was bodybuilding at the time. Reebok, I had some stuff with my buddy was doing stuff with Reebok, so he was giving me stuff from Reebok. So all my sweats and stuff, shoes and workout stuff he was getting that stuff through them. So, man, like I said, I was working. Not only was I working, I had my own business going, and then I start having kids. So, it took me a while, and then once I started slowing down, I said I gotta slow this down because I was just too busy. It was just too much for me. And then when I moved up here, I kind of stopped doing it. And now I pick and choose the people. People come. I get people all the time DMing me, want me to work them out, want me to train them. But I'm really in it. I'm not in it for the money. You guys can go to the other people that really do it, big time. But with me, you're gonna get more hands-on, one-on-one type stuff. But I gotta know you dedicated. And if you're not dedicated, I'm not working with you. So that's why, at my stage, I can pick and choose people where. I'm not doing the mass stuff or other stuff, and like I said, it's other places out in Stockton that's that does a great job. Lodi, you got the Larry and them out, Dove Fitness and Lodi. You got even SMSB out here too. So I could recommend those too. But for me, I'll take somebody that wants to really get their body in shape and wants a little bit more hands-on, one-on-one.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, especially now with the clientele that you have, you're actually like helping people that are trying to change their life instead of just live a certain particular life. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, that's cool, man. Like, you're really trying to help people who are trying to change their health for the better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can definitely tell them, the clients, even though you got like Caesar or Kenzo and stuff, but like, I mean, especially Kenzo, it's more like just healthy body, healthy mind. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, especially like when that's what people don't understand. Like, I was your guinea pig, to that degree. Like, obviously you worked out people before, prior, but you got to see it from the beginning of like, I still remember when I finally was able to get an own gym membership and you bought it for me, and I'm like, I don't know, 10 years old or whatever.
Yeah, I know, I'm fudge on your age.
Yeah, or whatever. And then, you're putting plates on the ground, and I'm doing the same exercises but with no weights, and then like back like deadlift, what I'm saying?
Right.
with like, or then it goes slowly to 5, 10, and then it's, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
and then I even see, you know, from your different workouts now that you've seen and stuff that you had to see through me, of, you know, because of like the explosiveness exercise.
Right.
That's what we started to like. When me and you showed me all the basics, and then you showed me the different ways to do the sets and reps. You know what I'm saying? So that was always, no matter what, from now on, ever since I was a kid, people were always tripping out like, oh, you do like 6, 8 sets like that. What the fuck? This is weird. And it's just like, so you always did that, but then you switch it up to the movements. Once I think you started seeing some of the stuff people were teaching me, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stuff, and just also you're just learning and stuff.
And the thing is, like, you know, I'm 61 years old, and I'm not gonna sit there and say I know everything. I'm always learning. I'm always seeing stuff, and I'll see something, and then I'll change it up and put it into a way into me.
I think it's just because I've seen it. Because like I said, like I've been a part of it. Like when I was like 14 to 17, you know what I'm saying? We were doing like bodybuilding shit, you know what I'm saying? But if you really think about it, that was the kind of shit at that time that I needed to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I was small as fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
we
fucking
put some
protein
size on,
powder.
right?
Yeah, we had to I literally put in like almost 20 pounds on my frame, you know, within like 3 to 4 months. You know what I'm saying? Or let's say 5 to be safe.
Right.
But definitely within 5 months, I was like fucking gained 20 pounds. You know what I'm saying? No Mexican supplements. And then
None.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. But what was I gonna say? But then now, ever since after that, like when I started going to clinics or whatever, you're like, oh, and then you would see like some of the lasting band, you know what I mean? Because I would even be like, hey, yeah, like, you know what I mean?
So what I did, so this is what I did. I had to, you know, where you're building you up from the ground floor.
Yeah.
So I did, because you're smaller and younger.
Yeah.
Now I wanted to put size on you, so we did more bodybuilding movement, more movements for size, and then as you got older, and I started progressing, I started going back to my athletic days.
Yeah, because it was like, because there's athletic stuff you were doing, but you just stopped doing.
So I started training you now because you became an athlete. I started training you like the elite athletes, you know, back when I was training, you know. So you weren't just you were doing movements, you were doing athletic movements.
Yeah, by the time I was about like this sophomore year, I would even say maybe sophomore year in JUCO, that like, you know what I mean, you started seeing it. Because even in high school, you started seeing like some of the bands and stuff.
Right.
Like the band, we were doing band work by the time I was like 15.
Right.
And then you started like, okay, now I see what these CrossFit dudes are doing with these bands. Now I'm going to do my thing in the middle. And that's kind of what you do when you incorporate these double sets and things like that. You know,
and people, and that's what I tell people. When people come to me, or even when people want to compete and come to me or whatever, I said, I don't train you as a bodybuilder. I train you as an elite athlete. You know, I was fortunate enough to play professional sports, and I learned a lot from that. So in order to be an elite athlete, a top fit athlete, I put all these different movements in. It shocks the hell out of the body. You gotta remember, man, I've learned from some of the best. I remember when I first started bodybuilding, man, people would take me under the wing. My buddy, man, Dave, that took me under the wing. This dude brought me everywhere. I was at Gold's Gym, man, watching Arnold working out side by side with Chris Comer, some of those guys, and then all of a sudden I'm working in the youth authority, and I got Bombstead and Dallas, man, and these dudes, man, Bombstead was Mr. Universe. And now I'm meeting Roy Liedermeyer. That's why me and Roy Liedermeyer have that relationship that I have. And then I played football with his little brother. Yeah. And I was going to his gym. And so I was just absorbing knowledge, man. And then I see how other athletes do it. You know, people ask me now, they're like, okay, so you're squatting that kind of weight. I'm 61 years old. I'm fortunate I haven't had any hip injuries, knee injuries. I got most of my buddies, I'll say at least 80% of my buddies that grew up, they got either had back surgery, replaced their knees, or replaced their hips.
I would say more back and knees more than hip. Hip is, you have to be rotating.
But I've had about 5 or 6 people that that had hip replacements.
Yeah.
And I'm, and I think it's because over the long run, I've really taken care of my body. Yeah, my right shoulder was replaced, but that was from an injury and through attrition over years, where like I said,
he'll blame it on baseball for me
and throwing thousands of pitches to this cat right here. That's the only way you're gonna get better, though. That's the only way you get better.
All I want is people to document that. Because niggas be hating up. They don't even be knowing on my baseball. I be like looking back sometimes. I'm like, nigga, I was good. Like maybe I wasn't great, but I was really good at baseball.
Nah, you're really good at baseball.
I think that shit was hella funny to me sometimes to think about it, like, 'cause it's so long now. Like, now that it's been long, like the first 4 years or whatever, I was like, okay. But like now it's been like what? Like it's like been 7 years since I've ever played a baseball game, and I'm just like, damn, I was really good at baseball.
And here's the thing, like this time of year when you get all those memories and stuff on Facebook and on Instagram.
Baseball is about to be.
And I'm getting all that right now. Last week, man.
For college.
How many years ago? It will say you were a conference player of the week. I got all that shit. I'm like, man, this motherfucker was leading the conference and hitting, leading the conference and stolen bases and stuff. And I'm like, dang. Yeah. And now he was player. Not only you got it more than once, you got it 3 times. So that shows what kind of player you were.
That's the only thing that I hold weight to anything about that, because like people a lot of times too, even especially people at my own school, because they're like, I'll tell them our record, you know what I mean, and I'd be like, oh, we're 28-8, and they're like, oh, you got 8 losses though, you play NAIA, you got, so like that's not as good as, you know what I'm saying, and I'm like, bro, it's baseball, bro, like what the fuck, we ain't playing football or fucking, bro, you gonna lose, bro, even if you win, bro, you gonna lose, bro.
But you guys had won like 22 games straight at one time.
Yeah, we won a bunch of games straight, but that was, I mean, I don't even want to go into why, the details of why and everything or whatever, but, I will say discipline, focus, and commitment.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me, nigga. I was talking about the whole team.
No, the whole team. That's what it takes. Yeah. But you guys gotta, in order to be successful like that, not only you have to have those qualities. People
don't even know that side of me. That's so funny.
They don't. Yeah, people are like, which is a trip, which is cool.
Which is so funny because like even like Drew and Zach, Young Nasty died. Like, even though fucking like they know, they don't know, and like I have to bring it up to them. I'm like, bro, I was the alpha. Like, bro, you don't understand. Like, there were certain things I would do. I know what it actually is. I guess like when I'm making art or like podcasts or music, I'm like a different person. You know what I mean?
Right.
When I'm like at work, I kind of realize my tendencies or how I think from baseball. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that should have carried over. That's what carried over for me into.
When I'm at work, call me Harris.
And that's what carried over for me too, man. That's what I tell. I would always tell the kids that I would train or that I would coach. I said, you're not gonna play sports forever.
Yeah.
But what sports will do for you, it teaches you how to work with people. And you see, when think about the captains that may be on your team. Are they leaders in their jobs now? Certain things.
Usually those guys are either the highest of highs or lowest of lows.
It's no in betweens.
Because they could, you know what I'm saying? Like, because usually like the guys who are like the team captain were like, oh shit, he knew when he graduated he was gonna have this job set up. You know what I mean? They think ahead. Or is this nigga like, man, all I had was baseball. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
So I just tell people to carry it over, man, into all aspects. Athletics, man. To me, athletics is the best preparation for life and jobs and stuff like that because it shows you a lot.
So just so I don't forget, and obviously we're not gonna play that card game because that's gonna kill so much time. So I'm gonna ask you these questions: why House of Darkness besides being black as fuck?
There it is, right there. I mean, because I'm big darkness. And I'll tell you that story first. Me and Jonathan, we had a bet. Jonathan's my godson, love him to death. We're like this. We bet on, I forgot what the bet was about, but he said, I bet you won't change, because my name was Big Mike on my Instagram.
Yeah, Big Mike 1959.
He said, I bet you won't change it to Big Darkness. I said, I'll change it, we bet. He said, if you lose the bet, you gotta change your IG to Big Darkness. I lost, so I changed it. I changed it the next day to Big Darkness, and I ran with it. People loved it.
Yeah.
You know, people, because I remember when I was in college and stuff, and I remember people at work would call me Darkness, you know, not because of Eddie Murphy's brother, but because, you know.
Well, that was, before.
Yeah, that was, you know, they were like, he said, oh, they like, here comes Big, and they're coming in, Big Darkness.
You know what, I didn't even think you should have a shirt next time and just be like House, and then just put like Charlie Murphy.
So the House of Darkness, man, because I'm Big Darkness, we in my house.
Yeah.
This is my house, so it's the
House of Darkness. Yeah, you know.
And there it is, and then
I think that thing darkness, because like, I mean, as much as we could be positive and stuff, people look at personality. You're a positive person. People tell me that all the time, and I don't know, it just kind of irks me because it's like I'm just having fun. But when we're working out, and I mean, I don't know how you feel, but just for me, seeing you, talking to you, living with you, being your son, and also me learning from it. I mean, when you get to some of this working out shit, you go to a dark ass place.
I do.
You go to a dark ass place because when you don't want to do it, or you can't do it, or you won't do it, but you still do it, you got to go to a dark place sometimes on why you're gonna accomplish it. Cause like, I mean, anyone, like how you said, like you tell. Anyone who's made fun of me, anyone who ever hurt me, anyone who's ever doubted me, anyone who's second guessed me, that's why I keep pumping. That's what I get through it to. Cause
exactly.
And you know what I'm saying?
And you're right, man. That's what I do. I take it to that dark place, man, where, man, I'm just in that. It's like I'm out of my body.
Yeah.
It's like I'm out of my body. That's why people be tripping. You may outlift me with weights. You may go heavier.
My intensity.
But you're not gonna fuck with my intensity.
Yeah, and that's the thing what people don't understand. And that's the one thing I realize with what's working out is, and if this could be a commercial, sponsorship, whatever, when you work out with my dad, you're not paying for it. If you want to work out with him and you are dedicated, you want to change your life, you're not paying to work at his gym. You're not paying for him to show you workouts. You're not paying him to write you a meal plan. You're not paying him to create a schedule. You are paying him for his intensity to your workout. People can you could give a trainer, any trainer, give them the same workout. Be like, hey, same person or different or same type person. Work him out. I guarantee you, by the end of the same workout, my dad's workout will get you more tired and more results through the same workout, but with him than the other person because the intensity. And that's what I never. Even when I start, I'm like, oh shit, I got what I get from my dad. It's the intensity. It's your purpose. It's your mindset. It's your perspective. That's what people don't understand. That's why when I look at, I grew up, especially, me being like somewhat of an artist, especially by the time college hit, I was like, oh shit, I already realized I think different than people. I hated being casted as a jock to a lot of people's eyes. I hated it. Like, that was the one thing that I didn't even want to let people know I was a baseball player sometimes, because I'm like, bro, already, because I'm all worked out and shit and everything. I wear bigger clothes just so people don't see my muscles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do not want to be a jock. You know what I mean? I'm more than that. You know what I'm saying? That's just something I do and I'm good at and I enjoy to do. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know where I was going with that. Yeah, but what I'm saying is with your mind and when you're working out, that's what I'm saying, your mental capacity. That's why when I see a lot of people who are buff, it's either I think they're crazy because they have some mental psycho thing, or they're just so smart. Like, I don't look at someone who's like all buffed out and I just either think they're crazy, something's off, and that they could just tick onto their body and keep pushing and go through it, or they're hella smart and they know how to get. That's all I think.
Right.
It's either you could be dumb and crazy, but some of those crazy people are smart too. So,
Exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people who I admire and look at, and then I talk to them about working out, they're the same fucking mindset that I am about how. So I'm just like, oh, I get it. Like all the people, especially in Stockton, any of the bodybuilding people, you talk to them and you go, hey, bro, I don't give a fuck how positive you tell people you can do it, bro. You have to go to the dark place every now and then to get you through and get you where you want to be. I've never seen one person, as far as working out and athletics, to push to the training, as far as training, you have to go to that dark place every now and then.
You do. I mean, and like I've been doing it for years, man. Like I said, when I came
61.
back, when I came back from my think about all the injuries and the things that I've had. Just in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
I had to put my mindset had to change. I had to change my mindset and to do what I do. And people know it. People see me, and when you see me in the gym, you see my workouts, you'll be like, this motherfucker can't be 61 doing that kind of shit.
Yeah, the intensity. It's just really, even if you're doing half the weight these other people are doing, you're like, yo, he did that many reps, that fast, that many times. You're like, you know, this.
And I was in the gym. I'd be at the gym, and people like, I'll be on the leg press an hour.
Yeah.
I start with one plate on each side. The motherfuckers are like looking at me, okay. By the time, but here's the thing. I'm doing the same fucking amount of reps with fucking 16 plates on each side that I was doing with the one plate.
Yeah.
And that's what people trip on. Most people want to put the weight on and do less reps.
Yeah.
I'm putting weight on and we're doing more reps.
So it's not just the workout, it's also the intensity, the focus, the dedication, the commitment. Again, like, so it's like, even if you still did that same workout, he's gonna push you harder because he can tell during that workout where you're catching your breath. You know what I mean? He can tell throughout the week where you're stronger, when you're weaker, where to push you and when to not. And it's just like, that's what makes it, I don't think what people understand whenever you work out with him. I'm like, I don't think you understand what he's showing you. He's really not showing you a workout or a routine. He's really just showing you how to, when you go in there, how to attack it. Because he knows, oh, this day she's weak, I'm going to give you an easy day. Because you know what? I don't even want to break those muscles down like that. But on this day, oh, you feeling good. I can see that what I did stirred you up. Because you do it to me all the time.
Right.
Because I come in like, oh, I'm feeling good as fuck. If I'm feeling good, that might be the, you know what I mean? If I'm feeling bad and broke it down, he can still see me pushing. He's like, oh, we need to back off. You know what I mean? I don't even have to say shit. He can just see how I'm doing it from what he's been seeing. So,
and the thing is, to take your body, man, to that level and to be successful and to be at that pinnacle, you know, and whatever you're doing, whatever you're trying to achieve, you know, even if it's just getting in shape, you know, that changes your body. Plus what I'm doing to you is changing your mindset. It's not just all physical. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because, you know, I had a young lady in here today, man, and she was like, is 10 the number? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna show you something right now.
Yeah.
She said it's 10 the number. She said it's 10 the number of reps. She said, because when I get 10 in my mind, I got that.
Yeah.
I said, well, I'm gonna show you something right now.
Yeah.
So she looked at me like, oh shit, I should have said nothing. I said, let me show you something. So the next set, we hit 10, we hit 20, we hit 30, and then I added, when she couldn't do no more, I added 5 more to it. And I was pushing the shit out of her. And then I looked at her and said, so it's not about numbers with me. I said, I'll give you numbers because that's just when I want you to push your muscles to grow or develop or whatever. But see, then I'll throw in those intensity sets. The sets that you didn't think you could do that. Because you were going at 10 and I said, you would hit 10, you would hit 9, and in your mind, I only got one more, so you're struggling to get 10. But I know what I know, and I can see that shit, you can do fucking 30 more fucking reps. And you did it. So don't get stuck on a number. I tell people, don't never get stuck on fucking numbers with me.
Numbers it's irrelevant, honestly. Really, it's really just of how you feel that day. Because that's the one thing, especially as far as when I think is getting older, you definitely, you know what I mean? Because some of the things you've done to yourself, and nagging injuries and things like that. Anything else you want to talk about House of Darkness or anything?
No, I think we covered everything.
I know. I want to keep going into this in deep, but I kind of want to go some more topics.
I know you want to go to the sports.
Yeah, I want to go to
Man,
sports.
let's go sports.
Okay, well, let's start with basketball. Bro. So we already going to say gang.
That's right.
LA, baby.
That's
LeBron.
right.
LeBron James.
That's why we got to finish this motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got LaMelo Ball. So first we'll talk about last season, this season, and then we'll talk about today's game.
Okay.
That'll be for basketball. Then we'll go to football, and then we'll go to baseball because that's which is crazy. It's one of the least ones I'm paying attention to
Right, exactly.
But honestly, it's because Giants suck. I can't watch baseball. This shit makes me sick to my stomach watching the Giants play sometimes. I'm just fuck. I want to throw up. So anyway, let's go to the highlight is the Lakers. And we go. So last year, how did you feel about the COVID victory?
I mean, to me personally, being an athlete, I thought, some people shortchange them and say, well, they didn't have fans and all that stuff. Well, they didn't play at home either. I think being away from home, being isolated, that shit's hard, man.
That's hard, bro.
That shit's fucking hard, man.
The deeper you go, I think it's hard.
That shit was hard. They did that.
It was 3 months in a hotel.
They did that shit for months, man. And I'm like,
in a hotel, bro.
I'm like, man. To me, that's just the hardest, man. Because now when I was in fucking training, every time we had fucking training camp, we want to fucking fight. Because we're seeing the same dudes every day, man, all day. So to get along and to win a championship like that, man, to me that's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I put that out.
I think people are cheating LeBron and the Lakers a little bit just because they use that negative into a positive to their advantage. 'Cause they use that because LeBron, that helped his aspects of like, team building. We're in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll make you comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that.
And plus, it was LeBron and the Lakers. Any other team, they'd have been like, "This is the greatest championship Golden State ever fucking won."
Yeah, but because LeBron,
They hate us, man. You know, and I understand that.
And I understand it definitely because LeBron ain't always been on the Lakers, so I used to kind of hate LeBron. But until he moved to Miami, I was like when LeBron first got in the league, I'm like, man, he ain't Kobe though, nigga.
Yeah.
But once he went to the Heat and you saw what he was trying to do, I was just like, okay. And then once he came to the Lakers, I had to respect it. Once he came to the Lakers, I'm the biggest LeBron fan.
I'm gonna tell you.
Like, he plays the game so well.
I'm gonna tell you when I started respecting LeBron.
Miami was me.
No, not for me.
San Antonio?
No.
When he went to play at San
No.
He played at San
The biggest here it was when he was with Cleveland. I'm like, I'm Kobe. I've been Team Kobe
since he was in high school.
Mary. I knew Kobe was gonna be
great. What's up, Burgundy? The white Burgundy.
I knew he was gonna be great, but I always thought LeBron, because of the tools he had, he's probably the most gifted athlete that ever played basketball. And he always been team first, which is fine with me. Yeah. But to be up there, to be called the GOAT, like everybody was saying, and I'm like, no, because you'll never fucking take over a game at the end of the game, like Michael Jordan, like Kobe would, like those kind of players. When they played Golden State,
okay, which one?
When they were down 3 games, down.
When he did that,
he did that shit right there, because he said he put the team on his back in the fourth quarter.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Even though he wasn't the guy, even though he gives credit to Ray Allen and shit all that time and everything. Was Ray Allen? No, that wasn't.
No, that's Miami.
That's Miami. My bad. I'm getting dick riding on Miami. But when he did that though, honestly. Like, because it wasn't game-winning shots or whatever. It was just like, yo, this is the tough, like, bro.
No, he showed, he made everybody better, but he took control of the game. He dominated the game when he needed to. And the thing is, at his size, his strength, the things that he can do, he can dominate, especially when in the prime of his career, he could dominate whenever he wanted to. And that was pissing me off about LeBron. And now you see it, you saw it from that time.
I think the thing is, though, now because we're Laker fans, we understand the reason why he doesn't dominate games every day. He wouldn't be playing 18 years in the league. if he dominated every game. He uses his abilities enough.
I agree with it, but that wasn't. I didn't want him to dominate every game.
No, I'm just saying, but that's what I'm saying. Right. It took me as a fan of basketball to understand it until a moment like that. Until I was a Laker fan, and I'm like, oh, the reason why you don't dominate every game because I'm like, look how hard it is to do it. You can do it. He could probably do it for 10, 20 games in a row.
But you're not going to do it for
But he's going to break, and eventually he's going to hurt himself. And you're like, oh, wait. Then you start looking at LeBron. Oh, he's only been hurt one time in his whole career. Like, it's like, I think that's
why. And he probably could have played if they would have had a better team.
Maybe if he did 10 years straight, maybe he would have won a championship. But now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that's when I started.
It's a toll on the body.
I was hating, but I'm still a LeBron hater because I was Kobe. I'm still always been Kobe. But when at the time, I mean, just like Jordan, I can't stand Jordan, but I respect Jordan's game.
Yeah.
I didn't love LeBron. I respected his game. Now I love LeBron.
We love
LeBron. I got Kobe. It's Kobe. No, but for me,
it's always Kobe.
It's always Kobe. It's Kobe and Wilt for me.
Yeah.
It's Kobe, Wilt. I got so many other ones. LeBron's in my top 5.
Oscar Robinson?
No. They're all Lakers.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem and our guy
Will Chamberlain.
You got Jerry West.
Jerry West
because you got. I grew up through all those and Magic.
Oh, what about motherfucking James?
He's not my top 5.
Oh, not top 5. As far as top 5 Laker,
no, top 5. Those are my top 5 all timers. I don't like Jordan ain't in my top. Those are people that I grew up loving. You know what I'm saying? But Jordan's the GOAT. I'm not gonna take that away from him right now. But if LeBron doesn't get hurt at the end, when they're gonna see what he's done.
At the end of the
day, I don't care. And I love Kobe to death, and I love, you know what I'm saying. But when you look at what LeBron's gonna accomplish if he stays healthy at the end of his career, you can't say shit. What can you say? You can make an argument.
How many championships do you think he has?
I think
one more.
I think
or 2 more.
You know what? If he goes back to back. I think it's done. I think that's all he needs. But if he can get 2 more within the next 3 years,
he'll be unquestioned without a doubt.
But if he goes back to back, I'm thinking
to me, especially with the Lakers, I'm like, bro, that's
if you go back to back,
everybody's best every night. You know what I mean? You play almost every game,
and you got to look at the 2 seasons because the season was short.
You're gonna be the top 10 in every statistic in every.
But you got to look at they didn't have that much rest. They came back,
bro.
Then they're playing. And if he can win a championship this year.
If he wins the championship with Anthony Davis and all that this year,
right.
I'm saying LeBron James is the GOAT. If he can't, then I'll give it up to Kobe and Mike. I mean, I'm a biased nigga because it's Kobe all day, but I only saw the last 2 championships of Mike.
Okay, game tonight.
Huh?
The game tonight. Let's talk about that.
I would not be surprised.
No. I don't think LeBron's gonna let it happen because of LeVar Ball and because of what LaMelo said.
I don't think he pays attention.
Yes, he does. Come no.
To what LaMelo said.
You think LeBron didn't? Hey, he ain't paying attention, but he paying attention.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying he didn't hear it.
No. But hey, what? It's no big deal playing. I'm not no everyday run-of-the-mill motherfucker now. Wait a minute.
See, this is what I'm saying is, like, if we had Anthony Davis, it's a shutout. We killing him. I'm saying because we don't have Anthony Davis. Should we still win? We definitely should win. I'm just saying,
Then you're not a Laker.
I'm a Laker fan. I'm a LaMelo Ball fan too, bro.
I like LaMelo Ball.
I love him.
Okay,
I great guy.
I know.
I mean, I think he's my rookie of the year for sure.
He's rookie of the year. No doubt about that. And he's exciting to watch play.
I'm a little younger, so I'm just like more like, I hope he's.
I saw the motherfuckers working out. And here's another thing. I saw those dudes wearing the Chino heels. I saw him. I saw LeVar working them 3 kids out, and I'm like, that shit reminds me of me and shit.
Yeah.
But and next thing you know, these motherfuckers had they had their own reality show back then when they were in high school, and everybody's like, I'm like, oh, that's the dude that was at the gym with them kids, and so he's. I mean, you could talk shit about LeVar. But he raised them boys right.
Well, the reason why too, I think even at the beginning is because I'm like, oh, that's like how me and my dad's relationship is. So I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand why people are. I get like kind of, but you kind of know it's a joke, and it's also like. Yeah, I'm talking about as far as LeVar. As far as this guy's talent, it's not a joke at all. You're like, oh, because I always paid it, and I try to give real bias to LaMelo's game. And before he came in the league, I was like, hey, bro, if he's able to do half of what
I told you, what did I tell you, though?
What?
I said, he's going to be the best.
Oh, he's going to be,
I said, watch him. I said, he's going to grow, and I said, he's going to be the best one because he was always playing with older kids.
Hey, I'm a big ball fan.
10%. All right, so
but I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Obviously, do I want the Lakers to win? Yes. Should the Lakers win? Yes. I'm saying I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't. No, they're not winning. It's not gonna happen.
It's not even that. It's not
gonna happen. So we can
just because of what LaMelo said is what you're saying.
I'm telling you, it's not gonna go down like that. I'll be surprised LaMelo will get double figures tonight.
Double figures?
I'd be surprised.
Oh, you go, LeBron, who's going to guard him?
I'd be surprised.
Who's going to guard him?
I'd be surprised. It doesn't matter who's going to guard him. They're going to guard. Hey,
LeBron, I mean, not saying LeBron can't. He's not going to spend his time.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying though, as a team, you think as a team, that kind of like, okay.
Just to welcome into the NBA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just to like, hey, welcome LaMelo.
Right.
Watch what you do.
Watch. And I mean,
I'm not down that.
I'm thinking he's either gonna have an out of his body game or he's not gonna have to do shit. LaMelo.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's why I wouldn't be surprised if LaMelo just went off one game.
But he's not gonna. That's not gonna make him win. So
you're right. If LaMelo went for 25 points, they can still lose.
So with that, we can go into football. What's your football stuff?
I mean, Rams is alright.
I don't even know what the Rams are doing right now, man.
Everybody's like, Cardinals are making so many moves. I'm like, I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
You know, we making.
We're always gonna contest.
I think you know what.
We're always gonna contest.
I'm gonna tell you what we're doing. Because we're getting rid of players, man. That we're getting rid of contracts so he can do something big. He always does something big. We need a top 5 receiver.
Oh, but we got Matthew Stafford, bro. I forgot that.
Yeah,
we're LA Rams. We're LA Rams.
But I'm saying,
all right, Frisco and fucking Raiders and all, bro. We Rams fans, bro.
So what I'm saying is they're clearing cap space so they can sign somebody big.
But what
I don't know,
running back?
I don't know. No, I'm thinking a receiver.
What receiver?
Or they're gonna trade. They're gonna either make a trade because they just got some draft picks out of a trade.
No.
So I don't know, man. I can't predict this one. I don't know. It's gonna be somebody that we're gonna be like, oh shit, they got. It could be OBJ. It could be OBJ. I wouldn't be surprised.
In LA,
I wouldn't be surprised. You heard it here first, but I wouldn't be surprised. Somebody like that. They're gonna get a big name receiver somehow, somewhere, because I'm seeing what they're doing right now.
Man, you talk a lot, so I can't really fucking stop the camera all the time.
My bad.
No, you got. I should have made a break right there, but yeah, no, definitely this football season. Oh, our fantasy season. Fucking Dean went back to back.
Back to back, man.
So I'm looking for 2 more people in my fantasy league. If you're the few people who listen, get into it. We're trying to get 10 people. There's a championship belt. There's an actual.
Yeah, we have a belt.
It's like $150. I paid for something dollars. I paid for myself for everybody to be on this shit. But fucking yeah, we got a belt. So it's been 5 years?
Yeah.
5 years, because Dean went back to back, and then you won, Joe won, and I won.
Right.
So that's 5. So yeah, so we're on our 6th year.
6 years coming up, yeah.
And every now and then it goes 8, 10, 8, 10, 10, 8, 8, 8. Now it's like, so this year I'm really trying to make sure it's 10, and it's going to be a 2 quarterback league. So anyway, yeah, holler at me, and let's go to baseball, bro.
Baseball, man, wow. Baseball, man, and I love, how much I love baseball.
I love watching baseball live. That's one of my favorite things to do.
But I used to follow it, but now, man, I don't follow it because COVID was not good to baseball.
No, it sucked.
And you know, and then the thing is, here's the thing with baseball now. They're paying big salaries to a few players, but they're not giving it out like they were before. They stopped doing that.
Yeah.
So now you're seeing a lot of players that you don't fucking know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's no superstars. And the thing is,
no, there are superstars. They're superstars.
Okay. This is where we're going to define superstar. This is where I'm going to define superstar.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Everybody in the world knew who the fuck Sammy Sosa was and Mark McGwire. How many people do you think know Aaron Judge?
A lot of people do. They do.
Okay, I'm going to let you know the difference to me, in my eyes. 1 million people know Aaron Judge, even though it's more, right? This is just a number. 1 million people, right? Sammy Sosa, 99 million people know who Sammy Sosa is.
Okay, so you do that because you have Trout. People know Trout.
People know Trout, but they don't. Bryce Harper might Trout. I'm just saying. Derek Jeter was Derek Jeter's Mike Trout can walk through fucking traffic and no one know who the fuck he was, bro.
Nah, they did. Come on.
No, they wouldn't.
It's my dude, man.
Yeah, bro.
It's my dude, man. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway. Anyway, getting back to it. We're used to have these guys be on the team for years and years and years and years. Now they're going to younger guys. They're going to guys that they don't have to pay as much.
See, that's the thing I'm not really tripping on as far as the game. Because there is a lot of younger guys and no-name guys who are getting decent paychecks, playing the game, and they get an actual chance to make a name. I see a bunch of guys, when I actually watch them play, when I go actually sit down, I don't know who this is, and I'm like, when I'm watching them from the eye test or what I'm saying,
no, I'm not saying they're not good. I'm just saying you just don't. I'm saying as a fan. I'm saying as a fan, you're like
attach emotionally.
I'm like looking at the Angels because the Angels are my team, and I see Trout and I see Ohtani, Pujols. He's over. He's done basically.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else is on the squad? I can't name. I used to be able to go down and name the pitchers. Right? Am I right? I used to name the pitchers.
There's no personality to baseball no more.
And I don't have. And
that was the only thing I really liked about it. Was just because I'm like, even if he has a slump, especially because everyone's gonna have a slump or a bad game. It's just like I can still fuck with him because
baseball fans embrace the players more.
Yeah.
And
there's no personality.
But now it's harder to embrace the team because you're not the continuity as far as the players. You don't know who's playing and who's on the team this year and who's on the team not next year because it's not. You might have one or two players like with the Angels. You got Trout, and Pujols been there, but who's the rest of the guys? And that's the thing for me with baseball right now. I still love it, but I still love watching it. But it's just harder as a fan for me. Like I said, as a fan,
emotionally attached to someone.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I'd rather watch 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah.
I got
you. Or All American.
Crenshaw, nigga.
Crenshaw.
Well, man, we got a game to watch. I got a piss to take. Okay. But you want to leave anything else with the people?
No, I just want to say, man, that I appreciate it. This is number 91.
Oh, yeah, buy your Big Darkness merch.
Yeah, I got some, and I will be having some new merch and some new colors coming within the next month. So, my IG, Big Darkness 59. Check that out. You can check out some of my workouts. Check out what we do. I'm putting stories out there now about my past, some of the things that have motivated me and why it motivates me. Take a look at that, and hey, you know what? Stay healthy. I know things are opening up, but stay safe. We can have things, we can open up, but we can still be safe.
Bar. All right, and on that note, cool, we good, bro.
All right, mate.
My
booty hurt because we did lazy day.
All right, I'm gonna cut it right there.